I love free plants, don't you? Come along and let me show off some of our free desert willows. Welcome back to the Adobe Ring Ranch. One thing that Clint and I really enjoy in gardening is being able to collect seed and planting them and watching them grow from little saplings into full-grown trees or shrubs for that matter. I also like dabbling in root cuttings, and that's done very well for me. And this whole new experience with cactus and putting pads in the ground and having them root and take off is pretty exciting to me. We've had plants here that we've collected seeds from the desert, brought them back to Connecticut, grown, shipped them, or drove them back to Texas for their permanent stay here on the ranch. So a lot of these plants do have a lot of history for us, a lot of background remembrance. I'm not sure if that's the proper term, but Clint and I will often talk about, oh, remember when we planted that, that was in Danbury, that was in Brookfield. Remember we didn't think they were going to make it, and they did. It's all pretty exciting to us, and again, we just love free plants, and if they do well in a location, why not plant more and just spread them around for the wildlife and for us, for that matter. So today I'm going to focus in on the desert willow. It's a plant I was familiar with not too far from the house. We have our little wash down the road where the rainwater comes down from the mountains and collects in this little wash. And there are a number of wild desert willows in the wash, but most are a white or a pink, pale pink in color, um, which are nice, but I do like a little bolder color. But again, if that's what I had to settle on, I would have. Soon, Clint had discovered a desert willow by the name of Bubba, which I will be bringing you to shortly. It's a nice, dark, deep burgundy colored tubular flower, and we had purchased one, planted it, it did well, and we wound up getting a second one because we really enjoyed the color of the flower, and those are pretty close to the house, so we can see them from the window as well. The best part of Bubba and Bubba 2 is that soon they were dropping seeds in our flower beds, and I think because of the mulch we were using, a lot of them started to sprout, and Clint soon discovered what these little saplings were and pulled them up and potted them up, and before we knew it, uh, we had many desert willows that we were able to move and put around different parts of the property. The only thing is that we were unfamiliar about the cross-pollination, and we didn't know what color we were going to get. So today I'm going to show you just a few of some of the desert willows we had grown from seed and what their colors look like at this particular moment. So just hang on and let me switch the camera around for your viewing pleasure. So one of our seed start desert willows that we had planted in the chicken pen area, or run, let's just say, is probably now reaching over 5 feet tall. It's just about over head height for me. And I'm giving this probably a 3-year lifespan at this particular moment. And as you can see, it's doing very well, and the blossoms have just started. And I'm going to try to zoom in on this, but look at this color. Is that not beautiful? This is a bicolor. It's got some darker purple on the bottom part and then a lavendery color up at the top. The bees and the hummingbirds absolutely love this plant. But again, this is one of the ones that had cross-pollinated from our original Bubba plant. So there's no guarantee what color flower you're going to get. But I am thrilled about this color combination on this particular plant. Now, normally, Clint and I prefer a tree design or shape rather than a shrubby, bushy kind of thing. This one we've let keep its bottom branches for right now, just to strengthen up the tree a little bit, and eventually we'll probably cut off some of these lower branches here just to give us a tree trunk and more of a tree shape rather than a bush. I like to see if there's anything living underneath the shrubs, so I prefer a tree. And besides that, once the chickens are in here running around, they'll probably gobble up a lot of the greens on here and the flower petals, so we'll probably have to trim this up so it'll be out of reach of the chickens anyway. We have our standard row of rocks and our cypress mulch in here as well, and this one is hooked up to a drip line. It is a desert plant, but when we were back in Connecticut and not here full time, we were able to run a drip system just to keep this little gem going until we got here full time. Moving around the corner, Clint had planted another one, and I can't get quite back there yet, but there's another one up against the fence post here. Maybe if I get around the water tank here, got to be careful with all these plants with teeth. Oh, let me swing around this way. And back this way, you can see that the bottom's got some desert marigolds, which are really cool. I love the wildflowers here. But here's another desert willow that's a little bit smaller. It's on the opposite side of the garden fence, but it's still in the chicken pen area. And as you can see, the color of this one as well is that purple lavendery combo that I'm liking. So the cross-pollination on these ones did fairly well. All right, let me see if I can get back around here between the shed and the water tank. Come back around, and Clint's got another desert willow here, which is well over 6 feet. This one is setting bud. It just has not opened yet. And here are some of the buds. They seem to be popping all over the place here. So I'm sure in another 3 or 4 days, this one will be exploding. We have yet another one over here. So again, they're planted throughout the chicken run. It's going to give the chickens some added shade. It also helps shade out some of the other plants that we've got in here. But this one's also setting bud, but just not quite open yet. So I'm sure this will probably be the same color as the ones I just showed you, because it's pretty much from the same area we've been collecting the seeds. So I'm pretty happy with that. So within the chicken pen area, we've got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 of the desert willows. So I asked Clint if we could mix up the vegetation within the chicken pen and not have everything the same. So far, I think 4 will probably be the max, even though we have a number of desert willows in pots just waiting to be relocated and placed in their new home. We'll probably be putting some of those within the guinea pen area. So what I'm going to do now is take you guys to the original Bubba plants and show you what that color looks like. Okay, before I show you Bubba and Bubba 2, I'll just show you one of the first homegrown willows that we had moved to our back patio area. We did keep it within the curved wall here, and we had this slab made specifically for my grill. And not to get too sidetracked, but I was outruled about a little overhang above my grill. I didn't have any issues grilling in the sunlight or in the rain. But the contractor, my neighbor, Clint, they all outvoted me and wanted us to have an overhang over the grill. So they did put that in. So the left of my grill is where the one of the original seedling desert willows are, and or has made its home. And as you can see, the flower is that same purple lavendery color, and this one is covered in blossoms. We're basically on the back side of this tree slash shrub, and I think most of the blooms are on the other side because there's more shade on the side I'm standing, but it is within our back flower border, which is slowly growing a lot quicker. So hopefully pretty soon that'll be having a lot more color to it, and I can show that off to you. Do you remember the succulent bed a couple of videos ago? That's doing well. And around the corner here, we come back to the desert willow. And as you can see, they group, the blossoms group. There's like a whole bunch of buds that are all grouped together, and they just open up. Just unbelievable. We have willows back at home, but I don't believe they flower like this. They must flower, but nothing like this. And again, the color is just unreal. All right, so that's one of the seedling plants. Again, I'm loving free. Let me take you over behind the wall and past the apple trees and the desert bird of paradise, and we'll come to the one of the original Bubba trees. As you can see, the trunk on this is probably about 5 inches thick, and Clint had trimmed all of the branches off the bottom to create this tree look rather than the shrub, which he probably will be doing to the other ones. He's just giving them a chance to establish themselves and get a little larger. But the color on Bubba is at least 3 or 4 times darker than the seedlings. So it just must have to do with the cross pollination. Look at that. Can you see that color? Unbelievable. So dark, so pretty. And it's got a little yellow throat to it. Again, buds are in little groupings, and then they open up all at once, one at a time. Doesn't matter to me. All looks good to me. Just look at that. Crazy. So again, the front side would have more blossoms on it, and the buds go all the way to the top of the tree. So this one we can view actually from the back patio or through any of our two windows in the back of the house here. So it was one of the originals that we had planted, and we knew it was going to be a showstopper, and we knew we would love it. So it wound up where we could see it as much as possible. Now we do have a second Bubba Desert Willow. Let me see if I can figure out the best way of getting around here. Some people call this the desert jungle. I'm starting to believe them when they say it. But here is the other Bubba plant. This one we got probably a year or two after the original. This one did take a few hits, bad winters and irrigation problems, but it's responding nicely now. And I didn't realize that the buds have actually opened up as well. So we got the same dark color here. We did lose a few branches on the back, so Clint had been trimming the bottom trunk up a bit, but has decided to leave some of these on the back side to mature and grow out so that we can get a little more balance on this tree. So we'll get more growth on this side to balance out the tree a little bit more. So yeah, we're pretty happy with Bubba 1 and Bubba 2, and the hummingbirds, like I said, do enjoy it. The bees are busy on the Palo Verde trees right now. I wish you could hear the hum of the bees, but once they are done blooming, then the bees will be all over these desert willows. So I just, amongst all of the other plants we have going on here, and I do easily get sidetracked, and I apologize for that. But every time I walk by something, I'm like, oh wow, look at that. So I try to focus in specifically on the desert willow today, and it has definitely become one of my favorites. And there are a few, like I said, down in the wash that are a pale pink or even a white color. But this deeper, darker color is definitely the way to go for me. All right, so that's a wrap on Desert Willows. I hope I didn't bore you too much, but it is one of my favorites, and I wanted to point that out. So until our next video, everyone please take care and enjoy your gardening time.